Network. She's been in law enforcement, served as a field training officer, also served in the United States Marine Corps, background investigator, author, and host of, quite a number of radio shows. She's also a columnist and also the host of Vote, Victims Overcoming Traumatic Events. We've talked about those and talked about TLB TV and, just a couple of things right here. And you've been working with the VA as well, too, and you've been an advocate. So just tell us a little bit about that.
I'm a veteran, but I don't really do much with the VA other than go to my appointments because I've had a lot of them over the past few years with things that I've had to do to get better. But what I do with what I've learned from other veterans, from research and things like that, I've kind of compiled some things and I share them with other veterans so that they can have resources available that they may not have known that were available to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And of course, like some things like with the hotlines and counseling and everything. And also they can give rides to and from appointments as well. So, and of course, how many shows have you had on regarding the VA?
Oh, I don't really specifically talk about the VA. Here's the thing. There are things about the VA that a lot of people view as very negative. And I don't try to look at it that way. I think every organization has its challenges. And while there are some things that could be changed or, could be enhanced, I think that it also depends on the area that the veteran is in. So there's some VA hospitals that have better services than others. There's some that just need more funding or whatever the case may be. But I've had different shows, radio shows or things where we've talked about different situations that have come up, and we talk about how it could be better or what needs to be done. I'm a forward thinker. I don't like to sit and dwell on let's just harp on the bad. I'm solution oriented.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's what it's designed to be, too. And that's a very good thing. You have a lot of programs that, talk about that. And I see some really interesting ones about vaccine draining our health and wealth, town crier baby boomers, and neurotoxic fluoride. And we've got some interesting ones as well, too, here on TLTV.tv. So, yeah.
I think you're talking about on eradicating programmed ignorance, maybe.
Yes, eradicating programmed ignorance. I was looking at your website, and place you got Targeted, which is in the spotlight, and you got American Vision, Stone Cold Patriot, and what are some upcoming programs that you have, or what can we expect from TLB TV, like a brand new show, or say brand new personalities?
We actually have several new shows coming on board that should be out within the next few weeks. Actually, 2 shows with one specific host, which will be coming up here shortly. I can't disclose just yet because not all of the arrangements have been specifically arranged, but we've got several that are getting ready to hit the network. I can tell you who will be on my show that will be out next Wednesday, and that he's a pretty good actor. You may already know who he is. His name is Rodney Damon Collins.
Yes.
Do you know who he is? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have. He's been on my show before, and he is an amazing talent, amazing story, and I'm looking forward to his book as well, too. Of course, I'm not going to, say what it is. It's like you have to listen to the program. Of course, I'm not going to give details about Rodney Damon Collins. I mean, he's a great guy. He's excellent. He's a world traveler, and he's told me stories that made my jaw drop like, wow. or like
Yeah,
in
this
speechless.
guy's amazing.
Yes.
He's absolutely amazing. You know what I called him out on, though? I go, hey, when I was doing some research on you, I found out that you were a police officer in a documentary. He played a police officer in a documentary. and I just thought that was so cool because of, my line of work. So,
yeah.
So, yeah.
As I say, it's just like, hey, I'm just an actor. I'm not really a doctor. I only play one on TV. It's that type of thing.
So some people are really kind of lucky in that respect. So it's like, I can just walk away from that. But,
right.
It's nice. I mean, I think that we've all been given so many wonderful talents and abilities. And if we can use them to help other people, it serves us as well.
Yes, it does. It serves very well, and I have to say that. And you do a lot of great things. And I'm trying to think if I have missed anything about your fantastic career. So it's like I looked through, I did my research, and I just have one more question since we have a few minutes left. Did I miss anything that you have done significantly? It's like I've done my research, and if I miss one, I did okay, but I've missed several. It's like back to the drawing board.
Oh, my goodness. Mike, you did such a wonderful introduction. You've really hit home on some things that I wasn't expecting, and I'm glad you did because they needed to be addressed. And I thank you for your time. I really do. You're just an amazing show host and an amazing man, because before I met you formally, I had been connected with you on Facebook.
I remember,
and,
yes.
Yes. And here's something that I just, you plugged my heart every day because you send out scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And see, in this day and age, to be able to do that without worrying about ridicule is amazing, especially as a man. And secondly, you engage your audience with your one-word post, and I love it.
That gets the brain going. I think you're my number one fan, and there are times I've forgotten. I have 3 to 5 people message me. He's like, "What's the word of the day?" I went, "Oops, I forgot my coffee. Here we go." I've had those, and
well, I think about that, and I think, okay, so it kind of asks us how many of us are almost, thinking about the same thing. And what's so common about whatever it is? Like you said, peppermint, and some of us will put patty or whatever, or stick. How many of us are thinking along the same lines? It's pretty, I just love it.
The whole thing is not a contest. It's designed to simply say, hey, what's the first thing you think of? It's probably the most common word game there is. It's like word association. I tell everybody, there's no right or wrong answers. You can put it before the word or after the word, or create a few words. It can be in the beginning, middle, or end. You can put in a sentence. You can put in a little story. Or I had a pastor on there, which he takes a word and turns into a mini or micro sermon. And I think that's great. He took it to the next level. And of course, I'm not going to mention who it is for security purposes. We don't want to get him hit with hate mail and everything else. But I see it up on there. It's like he'll turn a word like, say, cat, and turn it to a sermon, or follow and turn that into a little sermon. Not like a whole page, 2-page, or anything like that, but just a little sermon or just a little bit of thought. I mean, you can do all kinds of things. Just don't put it down. Don't put down other people, or don't abuse it. I mean, those are just a few things. And if someone gets at the same time, hey, that's great. It's not a popularity contest. It's not, I got to think of another one. It's like everybody jumps in. It's fun. That's the best part about Facebook. It's like it's designed to have fun, and that's what it's meant to be.
I love it. I do. I look forward to that when I'm scrolling. I've got to tell you, I really do. So thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show today, and thank you for those highlights for me every time I'm scrolling through Facebook.
You're quite welcome, and of course, just a couple more things here. Who do you consider your biggest influence in all your careers?
My biggest influence would probably
or influences.
Okay, so in my careers?
Yes, you can just pick one, or it can be quite a few. So take your pick.
Okay, so it would have been Chuck Harold, who was my he was my police explorer trainer, supervisor. It would have been Sergeant Pack from Sutter County Sheriff's Department.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two biggest influencers in making my law enforcement career really just shine.
That is amazing too. And
yeah.
And what's the best advice you can give to somebody getting into law enforcement?
Don't give up. Law enforcement is hard to get into because you have to go through a lot of steps to get there. You have to take a physical agility test. You have to take a written exam. Then you have to take a psychological, a written exam, oral exam. Then you've got to go through a background investigation, and you have to take a polygraph test, and you have to interview with the chief or police or the sheriff. And there's a lot of steps that you have to take. And it takes about 6 months to go through the process. And at any one stage, you may not pass that particular stage. And it may not be for any one particular reason, let's say, that is a big deal, but it just stopped you.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean by going to another agency that you're going to not pass there. You might pass at the next agency.
Right.
So you need to kind of be not giving up and going, like I said, it'll take about 6 months. So you might want to apply at a couple of different agencies so that you are moving through the process. It takes a little while. And some people say, well, I've had some things happen in my past, and well, I don't know. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do anything you want to do. There's been people who you would never expect to be in law enforcement, in the FBI, working for undercover this, undercover that.
Mm-hmm.
We're all human. We've made mistakes, and it's what you've done with it, with that mistake, that is the issue.
Uh-huh. And of course, it all depends on what you do with it. There's different agencies. That is a very good advice. I'll let some people know. And of course, lastly, before I let you go, you're a very busy lady and great to talk to, and love to have you back on again. Tell us about your upcoming projects and what's your website and how can people contact you?
Well, let's see. I would love to be back again, and the website is www.T as in Tom, L as in Lincoln, B as in boy, T as in Tom, V as in Victor.com. That's police talk for you, right? So
yeah, that's right. Over and out.
TLBTV.com. You can reach me at Rebecca Mahan, and it's spelled REBECCA. MAHAN at publicist.com. My upcoming projects are to interview people who have a passion to get a message out there. That's my project.
That is great. And Rebecca, I just want to say you've been a true inspiration and you've been very positive and uplifting. We thank you very much for your time. Look forward to have on you again soon, and keep us up to date in all your projects. We'd love to have you back on again. Thank you so much, Mike. You've been listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios at themikewagnershow.com. Visit sonicwebstudios.com today for all your web design needs. If you would like to be a sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, call or text at 701-301-7705 or email to Mike at themikewagnershow.com. If you're a listener and would like to support